Let's bring in our first guest to react. Dr. Marty Makary, professor of surgery and health policy at Johns Hopkins University, a Fox News medical contributor. All right, so doctor, you heard my little riff, and I'm told you disagree. All right, now, since I believe in fair and balanced and civil dialogue, and tell me why. What did I get wrong?
Well, Larry, I do think people need hope. Look, as a doctor, I can tell you that when you give hope to somebody, that's incredibly meaningful. And right now, people need hope. And that's why I put out the projections that I think are scientifically valid. I think the UK did it right in setting the dates a little further back. I just think we didn't need strong messaging on no masks right now in the last month or so. So I think the sentiment is right. I just think the UK setting that number at the date at April 12 to have partial removal of masking restrictions and June 21st for full removal. You can adjust that. I don't have a problem with changing capacity limitations. That's easy for businesses to enforce. But I've talked to a lot of Texas businesses, including the largest private retailer in the United States based in Texas. They really depend on that messaging from the state because some customers there just refuse to do it. And when they say, hey, the governor says I don't have to wear a mask, it's very difficult for businesses to implement the masking policy.
But you know, on the other side, Doc, you've got thousands of small businesses that really want to get rid of the capacity restraints and the masking. I mean, it's funny. New York, okay, which has not done a fabulous job on any of this. I went out to dinner, a lovely restaurant last night with some great friends, and it took your temperature when you came in, and you went to your table, and that was that. That was that. Now, I, fortunately, have 2 vaccines, so I'm in good shape, and that's a blessing. But I'm just saying it was up to that restaurant and up to those people who went to that restaurant. And I kind of like that personal responsibility, individual liberty riff. Look, you're the guy, you're the one who put it in my little head, and I've repeated it almost every night and on every forum on the air, that we're going to be at herd immunity this spring. You're the guy. So I'm just putting to, you know, I'm dangerous. You say something to me, you may hear it again later on.
Well, we're right on track for that projection, Larry. We've already hit herd immunity for healthcare workers. We're about 3 to 4 weeks from achieving herd immunity in nursing homes. And we're going to start seeing herd immunity in different parts of the country in April and even into May. The cases today are different from the cases in the fall and in the spring because the cases today are predominantly now switching over to a different demographic. They're younger people. They tend to be more asymptomatic and mild cases. So 20,000 cases today or 50,000 cases today is much different from those same numbers last year. I agree with you on the capacity limitations. Let businesses decide on that. That's easy for them to enforce. I just wish we didn't have such strong anti-masking language coming from certain governors right now. And I don't know why they chose to do it right now. I'm told from the political analysts in Texas that Governor Abbott got 0% in the CPAC straw poll and wanted to come out strong with something. Yeah. I don't know, but that may have been something to do with it.
Like you, I oppose this strong, what you call strong anti-masking language. I had some discussions with my former boss about this during the campaign. I mean, it's one thing to argue for personal freedom, individual responsibility, but if you politicize it with a strong anti-mask, it's not, I don't want to be against masks. I'm against government mandates. I personally think the masks have been helpful. So I'm not against them. I just think that I let people, individuals, and people in the private sector decide for themselves. Let me ask you one more thing, though. Some disturbing stuff. You can help us quantify this. I am told there's 27 million tests, 27 million vaccine doses that have been delivered but not administered. 27 million are out there, but not yet, you know, into the arm. I don't like to hear that because I'm rooting for your herd immunity by the spring.
Well, thanks for your support. Look, it's an American tragedy that some of the vaccines are sitting around. Too many rules, too many regulations, too much bureaucracy. If you look, Larry, at the states that have done the best in administering in arms the vaccines that they've received, it's the smallest departments of health. It's West Virginia, North Dakota. Alaska has now immunized 1 in 4 adults. That's pretty amazing. Now, some of those are just first doses, but that provides some partial protection. That's going to drive us towards herd immunity pretty quickly.
So, yeah, the local level has too many snarls, too many regulatory snarls. That's what I suspected all along. California apparently has 3.5 million delivered but not administered. New York State has 1.8 million delivered but not administered. So those are kind of heartbreaking numbers, but maybe they'll get it straight. If you know, the stimulus package should look into that. That's where the money should go if it's a monetary problem. Anyway, Dr. Marty Makary, thank you ever so much, sir. Appreciate it.